Alright, and we are live here on YouTube for some IndyCar action. I hate the way YouTube works when there's two different streams up. So there we go. We are ready though, and we will be getting ready for this one. So, alright, let's go ahead and hop right into YouTube Studio and take care of that before we do anything else so that we don't forget. Alright, so there we go. And delete. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we're set though. We got the NTT IndyCar Series season opener, the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg up. And hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. As we are going ahead and getting ready for this one. Hopefully you guys are excited. Still irritated about that, but we will move right on. And alright, let's get the cup stream set back up, because the good thing is it shouldn't take long to reset up the cup stream, because I should be able to use... Are you freaking kidding me? It's not going to let me use the settings from my previous one. Alright. Give me a minute, guys. We are going to be setting up the cup stream as well so I can be ready, but for whatever reason it won't let me use the settings I had just used, so... Give me a minute. Alright, but yeah, again, we'll get the leaderboard and everything else set up here in a bit. I'm expecting that leaderboards will be a little bit different than the last time I did an IndyCar stream, so we are going to go ahead and we will be, it looks like their leaderboard isn't active till the stream starts, so in about 22 minutes we should be able to get the thing going. I'm going to use those. I'm going to shorten this down to try and save time, but we are, we're getting ready for this one. Alright, so welcome on in. And I apologize about the mistakes. But yeah, we are about 20 minutes out from the start of the race, so just give us a few and we will be ready to go. Alright, so welcome on. We do have a poll going. If you guys want to go ahead and vote on who you guys think is going to win this race, feel free to let us know. Alright, so there we go. We got that all set. Just going through everything. I'm trying to make sure I don't have any other mistakes from this, because... I wish I had to mess this up. Of course, nothing can go quite as smooth as I hoped. There we go. I think I don't have to rebuild both streams, because that would have been really annoying if I had to rebuild both streams from scratch. And then you should just be able to get this all set up. I'm glad I do it this way so I can actually go back and forth and reset this up somewhat efficiently. But yeah, so feel free to let us know who you guys think is going to win. Scott McLaughlin on the pole position should be a good one. But yeah, so there we go. There they are. Boom. Boom. And we just take that out and we're good. Alright, so I got the new stream set up. We are set and ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. And again, I thank you guys for spending even just a very small portion of your valuable time here with us as we are getting ready for this one. Alright, there we go. We get that going. Nope, that's not what I wanted. And boom. There we go. Okay, why is this not working? Let me see. Alright, well, welcome on in. And we will be getting everything up and running here shortly. Just jump back and forth between a couple of different things. Oh, duh. There we go. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get off of the NASCAR Echo Park one because I. Yeah, alright, so there we go. Yeah, we are here. We got. Oh, we gained us up. There we go. Thank you for whoever just subscribed. Again, we are. I apologize for kind of scattered brain start to this one as we are getting this one set and ready for this one. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we're about 15 minutes out from the start of this race, so here we go. Alright, so got that all set up. Now I can go ahead and share this post on my other social medias, and we will be good to go. You. So again, feel free to drop in the comments. So who you guys think's gonna win? Who you guys were rooting for as well? Repping the McLaren orange. Don't have any actual IndyCar gear, but repping the McLaren orange, rooting for Pato Award. But honestly, I'm just rooting for a good race because I really don't feel like there's any drivers I really strongly dislike in the IndyCar series, which I know to some people definitely hurts the watchability, but of some of the series. But I actually think it helps a bit too. All right, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. Alright, now we just need to Facebook and post it there, and we'll be all set and ready for this one. Alright, so yeah, we are just chilling out here, getting ready for the start of this race. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out. Let me go ahead and get chat popped up somewhere where I can see it. We got 8 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday here with us as we are getting ready for the start to the NTT IndyCar Series season. Again, we're about 10-15 minutes away from the start of the race, so yeah, again, we will be going as soon as possible. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. Alright, again, we are chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's see. We got any notifications? Okay, that's just notification from that. And sharing to a group. Oop. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out. Again, we're getting ready for the start of the race. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. We got 10 people. Wow, we're up to 10 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday. Again, we will be doing both races today. We will do this IndyCar race, and we will be doing the Cup race later on tonight. I say later on tonight. We'll be live for that at about 3 o'clock. It might be directly after this stream. It might be a little bit of a hang time on it. So give me so just be aware that we might not be able to go straight from one into the other. There might be a small intermission, but again, we'll be ready shortly. So let's update the link in my tweet that I had planned to do. Alright, so again, welcome on in though. Hopefully, Dennis Hauger for Andretti Global took the opening win of the day over at the Indy NXT race. Wasn't able to stream that one, but there we go. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Post, boom. And all we need to do is go ahead and delete the link. Alright, that looks to be all good, and we should be good to go. Alright, well, welcome on in again. We are getting ready for this one. Let's get this swapped over so I don't mess it up this time. Alright, again, we will have the leaderboard up momentarily. Again, it's just a matter of waiting for IndyCar to go ahead and put it up. Again, they have a countdown on their screen, so we should be getting the leaderboard in about 10 minutes. All right. Go chat. Just needs to get up here again. Apologies about the little bit of a scatterbrain here as we're getting started. Oh, there we go. Will you stream? I can't stream the actual visual of the race for copyright reasons. You can find that over on Network Fox, but I will have the top 10 running top 10, top 15 running drivers, depending on how big or small their leaderboard is on the website. So I'll have those up, and I'll be doing play-by-play commentary, essentially radio style, but I can't put the actual graphics of the race up because of copyright concerns. So, yep, that is fair question. I get that one quite a bit, but yep. I know a lot of people don't abide by copyright, but I try to do my best to follow the copyright rules that are in place, so. Yep. Alright, but yeah, so there we go. We got 11 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's popping on in here. No, I don't support pirating streams. I know a lot of people do it, but, yeah, I don't have a link to one, and I'm not going to endorse anyone to go ahead and pirate it. If you guys want to do that and support that, again, that's everybody's own personal choice, but I'm not going to promote or support one. So, yeah. I also know that for people outside the U.S., it's annoying because a lot of the broadcast channels that are easy for Americans to find aren't exactly the easiest thing. Yep. Yeah, and again, if it wasn't for copyright concerns, I would absolutely love to go ahead and put the full video up on here, but again, I'm not trying to get my channel taken down. So, yep. There we go. Alright, so again, we'll be getting this one ready to go, though, shortly. Welcome on in. Yeah, used to have it on satellite TV in South Africa. Now Fox got exclusive rights, so I can't watch. Yep. Yeah, and I feel like that happens a lot when a series changes primary, or in this case, exclusive broadcasting rights, because it went from being entirely NBC/Peacock affiliates to now every single race will be on the same big Fox network, which is great if you can get the channel, because once you find it, you only have to find that one channel. There won't be any bouncing over to FS1 for, say, Barber or for the Thermal Club race next week. They are all going to be on the big network Fox. But the downside to that is that they will, is that obviously if you don't get that channel, I totally understand the, again, especially for international fans, I completely understand the frustration. But yeah, so looking through the IndyCar schedule, I would need the NASCAR schedule beside it to know for sure which. Let's go ahead and go through real quick which NASCAR, which IndyCar events I'll be able to do. So obviously, I'm doing today's one. Then the next IndyCar race is April 13th, and there's a direct that's directly up against the that's going to be at the exact same time basically as the Food City 500, so I won't be able to do, or sorry, the next one is March 23rd, same time as Homestead, so yeah, won't be able to do that one. Won't be able to do Long Beach in April. May 4th I will be busy that weekend. I've got a separate project that I'm doing that day. So I might not even be able to do the NASCAR race that one. Separate project for the side channel. Then May 10th for Indy. Let's see. That would be a Saturday, so that's going to be an Xfinity race potentially overlapping with. Let's see. For the May 10th. No, May 10th is May 10th really a completely open day for NASCAR? They have no Xfinity or truck? Let me see, trucks. May 10th. Nope, May 10th, 7 p.m., 4:30 p.m. That is going to be a tight one. I am going to try and do both the IndyCar and truck race that day, but I can't promise that one. Indy 500, absolutely will be doing that one. Detroit, the Grand Prix at Detroit, I should be able to do. St. Louis in June. I have a feeling I probably won't be able to do that one, but a lot of the races that are at like noon, I'll be able to do double. So yeah, so the gateway race for them is at the same time as the NASCAR Mexico race, so I won't be able to do that one. Nope, just the reaction. Because again, I can't put up the actual graphics on the screen due to copyright reasons. So, yeah. All right, then July 6th, Mid Ohio. That overlaps directly with the Chicago Street Course. Then we had the doubleheader at Iowa. Race 2 will be basically at the same time as the NASCAR race at Dover. Man, there's a lot of overlaps. I wish that the NASCAR and IndyCar schedules didn't overlap so many days. Like, there's a couple of them. Like, again, Detroit, Indy 500, obviously, but then almost all the rest of the races are going to be in a direct conflict with the NASCAR schedule, so. Yep. Yeah, same in Hungary. Yep, no streaming anymore, only if you pay for the channel. Yep. Yeah, again, I always felt like the Peacock was kind of the way to go, even though it certainly wasn't everybody's favorite way to watch, but it seemed to be a way that worked for a lot of people, and obviously the fact that it was that way for close to 5-6 years, it was the exclusive way to watch, so people who had already found their ways to watch that, and now that it's on a different family of networks, even people in the U.S. who normally watch it might not know where to find it if they look to their normal NBC or go on Peacock and don't see it. I'd hope that people have heard at this point that it's on Fox, but as I say, there will be some amount of them that will be still confused probably for these first couple of weeks, but there we go. We are all set. All right, we got 13 people still hanging out in chat. Again, thank you guys for everybody that has decided to be a part of today as we are getting ready for this one. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Again, we're just chilling out here. Again, we'll be doing the NASCAR race at Circuit of the Americas later on tonight as well at 3:30 Eastern. So again, we got a double header today. Should be fun. Again, we are. Let's see, what does the timer say we're at? We're about 2 minutes away from being able to get the leaderboard up. So again, we'd love to. As I see that we've got a lot of people who've said that they think the winner is going to be one of the drivers not on that list. I'm sure there's. I know there were a couple of drivers I intentionally left off the list. Alex Palou, Josef Newgarden, Pato Award. Basically, I just went through the 3 highest qualifiers from the 3 big teams of, Penske, Andretti, and Ganassi. But would love to hear who you guys think. If you guys did vote for other, I'd love to see who you guys think is going to win this race. Yeah, I think there's some great picks around. I think Willpower could easily go ahead and get this one. I think Newgarden, it would not shock me to see him get it. All right, go. Just clean up the glasses a little bit, and again, we will be getting this one ready. Because this is the first IndyCar race I've streamed in outside of the Indy 500 in a little while. I will have to rebuild the leaderboard graphics. I'm almost certain that they are not using the exact same graphics that they've used in years past. So there we go. Hey JP, how's it going? All right, so yeah, we are chilling out here. Come on. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing going. All right, so yeah, we're getting ready for the race. Should be a good one. So there we go. Now if I refresh the page, should be able to find the should be able to find it. Yep, there we go. Live leaderboard. Let's go. Timing and scoring. Let's get this up, and we can. Oh, we be able to get top 15. If we can get top 15, that would be insane. Give me a moment, guys, and we will be building. So I will be away from the chat for like 2 minutes while we get this all set up, but you guys will be able to see everything I'm doing as we basically do live editing here. Oop. That's the full web page. Alright, where's the lap count at? That's going to be the thing I'm really going to want to see. Also, this is all... so we're still waiting on them to switch over the... from the Indy NXT stuff. Let's see. We'll do top 15 for now. If we need to change it, we can change it later. Boom. And again, there we go. Okay, I think gap and differential, I think, are both stats we'll want. Don't really care about whether they're active on track or not. There we go. All right, nice, JP. Looking forward to it. All right, so there we go. Again, we are. Do you guys think we need both gap and differential? For context, the difference there is the gap just shows how much time they have between the car in front of them, versus differential is the gap to the leader. I think differential is probably more universally important versus the gap, which is a little bit more. Yeah, I can use both of them, but I just want to make sure that if you guys would rather me just use one or the other, I can definitely do that. So again, we're basically building this together, getting a chance to go ahead and figure this out together. Again, I'm assuming that lap count will be over here in this where this checkered thing is. I'm just waiting to see exactly how they're gonna lay it out, but yeah. So we will have lap count on track passes in the Indy next race. That's actually pretty impressive. 50 on track passes. I mean that feels like a lot, even though, especially for only one lead change throughout the day and 2 different drivers to lead laps. Let's see, is laps led a stat? That feels like a stat that should be on there, but I don't know if it is. Alright. So there we go. They've got Will Buxton, Townsend Bell, and James Hinchcliffe on the looks like that's gonna be the booth for the year. I hadn't actually seen who the booth announcement was gonna be, but yep, so there we go. Again, we are set up. So, again, just let me know. Also, if there's any other stats that you guys think would be important. Some of the other ones that they do have is best lap time, last lap time, lap speed. That usually only matters in qualifying, so I don't think that's going to make a big difference. Let's see if I enlarge this to... Okay, and then they've got the overtake seconds, but I don't think that's going to be anywhere... honestly, actually, overtake might be more important than the gap. So, we'll see. Again, a lot of this is going to be experimenting, because, again, I haven't streamed a race like this in a while, so... Yep, again, this is all just going to be experimenting here as we're getting ready to go. Should be getting ready for the race, though. There we go. They're down on the... they've got the pit reporters out there. Jamie Little doing some double duty here between... Yeah. Wow, she's working really hard. Because she's been in Circuit of the Americas for the last day or two, hasn't she? I thought she was working on the Xfinity Series broadcast yesterday. And now she's in Florida for the St. Petersburg race. My guess is that means she absolutely will not be taking part in any part of the Cup broadcast this week. But, yeah, so they're talking with Josef Newgarden. Newgarden's 34 already? Wow. I just remember him being the young upstart rookie coming through the ranks. Now, granted, I say that it's been nearly a decade since since 2017, 2018 when he was winning his first championship or two and contending for those races. But yep, he's a back-to-back Daytona 500 or not Daytona. He's a back-to-back Indy 500 winner. Yeah, so obviously that's a big one, but I'm sure Newgarden wants to get back to his championship winning form that he'd had for the last little bit. And there's Pato O'Ward. He's been close on the championship. He's been close at the 500. He just hasn't been able to win much of anything at the IndyCar level yet. Also has had his eyes kind of half set over on the F1 side of things. Yeah, Pato O'Ward. He's still fairly young. Yep, there we go. 25 years old. Alright, so there we go. Again, everything's all set up. We are all good. Alright, so we are just chilling out here. And I expect that this leaderboard will just flip over to IndyCar as opposed to Indy NXT here in a bit. So again, these results on screen are the Indy NXT results. I guess we can go ahead and just talk about what we can from it. Again, I didn't get a chance to see any of this race. The big one, the only driver on this list I really heard the name of much before was obviously seeing Hailie Deegan driving the number 38 car, having moved their way on over from the NASCAR ranks to join the open wheel people. Coming up in 14th, I mean, she made it to the end of the race, which that's impressive, being able to make it to the end of your first open wheel race. Especially with how fragile these cars are and how prone to contact Hailie Deegan was in the NASCAR ranks, whether it was the ARCA Menard Series, ARCA West, where she actually got a couple of wins, then in the trucks and a limited Xfinity Series schedule that she got, but there we go. Alright, we are all set up here. Alright, so again, we got everything all set up. We are ready to go. Alright. So again, we've got Scott McLaughlin starting on the pole position. That one's going to be him and his front row starting mate. Who is his name? That's Colton Herta on the outside front row. Those two are going to be exciting to watch throughout the day. Looking forward to seeing them potentially race it out for the entire 100-lap race. Again, it is going to be 100 laps today, so a long day ahead of us. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's see. Alright, so Scott McLaughlin is taking back over the poll voting here. Again, Herta also having quite a few votes. We've had a lot of people just voting in general. 17 votes on the poll. Thank you guys for everybody that's actually been popping in here and engaging in the chat as well. I mean, this is one of the more active stream chats I've had in a while, so welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Ooh, wow, whoa! It's like a short track wreck going crazy. Not sure what track that was at, but yeah, a bunch of late model cars getting up in the air. Weird to see cars that heavy getting up in the air that easily. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out though. Again, we'll be doing both races today. We did Xfinity yesterday. We've got Cup later on today. Should be a full schedule of racing on tap. Alright. Again, I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten more coverage here. Give me a second to. I forgot about this. Boom. And let's go ahead and drag this on out here. There we go. We'll keep a sub counter up as well. Try to make it just a little larger. Try and match up the height with the height of this lace moniker. Alright, that's pretty close. Alright, there we go. Again, well, come on in. Again, hopefully we've still got 13 people hanging out in chat. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Alright. So yeah, the St. Petersburg track is always an interesting one to watch because it really is right in the middle of a downtown city, and street courses in general for me are always interesting to watch because they are so much like they are right in the middle of a downtown area. Like, I mean, Long Beach is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. I mean, downtown Long Beach, being able to have a race that close to the beach with a fountain right in the middle and turning that into a race course, I just can't imagine what the regular people with supercars. Well, I say regular people. I don't know how many regular people can even afford a supercar, but what the people with supercars do the week after a IndyCar race goes and happens on a street course. Just imagining the amount of people who try and race the course. Yeah, after the course gets taken down during the regular traffic patterns. Yeah, there we go. Again, we will have this updated here as soon as we get the actual IndyCar stuff. Again, we'll have a lap count up somewhere. Again, I don't know yet where, but it will be up here. We'll have a lap count. We'll have hopefully everything all set up. Oh, come on. Service is unavailable. Alright. Come on. Alright, well, there we go again. We are about, we should be about 15 minutes away from the green flag here. They've got all the people with umbrellas out there trying to help keep these cars somewhat cool as they're going up and down pit lane. All the drivers have their fire suits on, so again, we are not far off from the from opening ceremonies here. All right, seriously, come on. I don't think it's gonna load. Come on. All right, there we go. They're talking with. I'm not even sure who that driver is. Okay. Oh, he's just an. Oh, okay. He's just a. Oh, that's A-Rod. Okay, he's just in a fire suit, so I was confused. But yeah, no. Aaron Rodriguez there. He's an MLB analyst for Fox, but yeah, it's just weird to see an analyst in a fire suit. Okay, seriously. Load? Alright, come on. All I'm trying to do is get this to load. Come on. Alright. There we go. Okay, I've got the updated leaderboard over on my other thing, so come on. All right. You know what? We'll just bring this on over. And we will drag this one there. Alright, so now we have this, so we can go ahead and better... okay, so they actually have manufactured tire combo. I think tires could, because of the fact that they do have alternate tires, I think that could actually be an interesting factor for the race. So we'll go ahead and slide this over. Oh, wait, we want to make sure we aren't cutting names. Alright, so there we go. And we'll slide this over if need be. Let's get the tire variable in here. Boom, boom, boom. The tire. So yeah, the green alternate tires, I believe, are the faster alternates, while the black ones are the primaries. So there we go. All right, we got everything all set up. Yeah, they don't have a lap count anywhere yet that I've been able to find. So, all right, well, we are set up and ready for this one. All right, so there we go. The last 5 St. Petersburg winners. Pato Award got the win after Newgarden got disqualified last year. But yeah, Marcus Ericsson, Herta. It's been a very wide range of who's been winning these IndyCar races here. All right, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out though. And if you guys are enjoying the stream, or if you guys are excited for the IndyCar season, feel free to like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Again, we will be doing as many IndyCar races as I can manage. But there we go. 44-year-old Scott Dixon, a full decade older than his championship rival Josef Newgarden. So there we go. And again, this pit road is absolutely packed. I will say that is one thing I absolutely love the look of when it comes to IndyCar, is just how many people they can get on and off pit road here. All right, drivers getting the head socks on. We should be seeing them in their cars shortly and ready for some racing. All right, so I think that should be everything on the leaderboard. I think the leaderboard should be good for that. So there we go. I will say, I think that was actually easier than the NASCAR one to put together. So there we go. We got 25 people hanging out in chat, getting ready for this IndyCar race. Sorry, NASCAR programming still, but there we go. We're getting ready for the IndyCar race at St. Petersburg. We got a 20-turn road course here. Then you hurry up, NASCAR's on. NASCAR's not on it. And I say, the NASCAR race doesn't start till 3:30. We got... assuming that this race, again, it's a 100-lap race, average lap speed throughout practice and qualifying is right about a minute 5. Actually, I think it was closer to a minute 10 for the average lap time. Then you factor in a little bit of caution laps. I'd say the average would be about a minute 20 or so for an average of laps. So factor in a minute 20. So let's go ahead and... So let's see, a minute 20, that would be what? 80 seconds? So 80 seconds times 100 laps means that it would be 8,000 seconds, but we don't need that. We need to divide that by 60 to get the minutes. And then divide that again to get the number of hours. So it's only going to be a little over 2 hours of racing. And we've got a 3-hour window to get the IndyCar race in. So even if the estimations are off, we've got about an hour of wiggle room to play with. So they definitely have a chance to. The IndyCars definitely have time to get their race in before the NASCAR starts going ahead. What number is Rossi driving? Alexander Rossi will be in the number. I believe he is in the number 20 this year. So, he'll be driving the number 20 for Ed Carpenter Racing. So, yep, Alexander Rossi will be in the number 20. Assuming I'm not mistaken here. Come on. I really want to know why it is. Okay, I'm just going to close out of this tab and try and reopen it. And see if, for whatever reason, that was why it wasn't working. Again, it shouldn't, because it should just work, but I don't need that tab open. Alright, yeah, we are chilling out, though. Let's see. But yeah, Nolan Siegel driving the number 6 car. He's new to the series this year. I believe that is one of, I think, not sure who all is running for Rookie of the Year. He might be one of the only ones. Him and Foster there in the 45 car. Yeah, I like to have a second leaderboard that I can go ahead and link up with for the so I can scroll up and down and not have it interfere with the graphics that you guys are seeing on the screen. All right, well, there we go. All right, so they're coming back from commercial break. We should be getting ourselves a command to start the engines, and there you go. Yeah, there we go. All the people have been completely cleared off of pit road, and here we go, the starting grid. So there we go. Scott McLaughlin, Colton Herta, row 1. Row 2, we've got Felix Rosenquist and Marcus Armstrong rounding out row number 2. Both Meyer Shank drivers there. Christian Lundgaard and Scott Dixon will be sharing row 3 there. Ericsson and Pato, the driver who formerly would have had the DHL sponsorship, and the new driver with the DHL money. Kirkwood and Newgarden rounding out row number 5. Row 6, we have Nolan Siegel and Rinus VK. They are going really quick through this grid. Yeah, Will Power and Devlin DiFrancesco in row 7. Row 8 will be Kiffin Simpson and Lewis Foster. David Malukas driving the number 4 for AJ Foyt will be on the inside of Robert Schwartzman to start the race. Santino Ferrucci and Alexander Rossi make up row number 10. Row 11 will be Graham Rahal and Connor Daly in row number 11. Row 12 will be Pato Award and Christian Rasmussen driving the number 21. Jacob Abel in row 13 on the inside of Stingray Robb. Callum Ilott in row 14 will round out your entire starting grid here for the IndyCar series as we get ready to go racing. So that is the full starting grid, and they went really fast through that. Normally, when NASCAR on Fox does it, it tends to go ahead and it usually is a little bit slower, but or they do it while they're doing their pace lap, but IndyCar doing it in a very quick fashion, which I'm not necessarily opposed to, but yeah, it's definitely weird to see them doing it that rapid fire. So there we go. Command to start the engines. Drivers are firing. Well, I guess the drivers aren't firing it up because they don't have onboard starters, but the cars are fired, and we will be seeing some racing on track here soon. Alright. Okay, so that's why Rodriguez had a, the MLB analyst guy had a fire suit on. He was the celebrity, or he was the two-seater ride-along today. So that explains why he was in a fire suit. Okay, I was curious as to why an MLB guy would be in a fire suit on the pit lane. So I thought he was a race car driver, and I was like, that guy looks really old to be a race car driver, even for the Scott Dixon standards. But yep, so there we go. Man, this track is a interesting one. I'm excited to see this one. All right. And hopefully you guys are too. If you guys enjoy the content, feel free to like and subscribe. Again, I do these types of streams fairly frequently, usually on the NASCAR side of things, but certainly not opposed to doing the IndyCar stuff when I am able to. So there we go. We should be all set up. So again, track preview here, and this is something I actually need because this is the first time I've ever actually called an IndyCar race at this one. So there we go. We got the highlighting turn 1 turn 4 and turn 9 is the big braking / passing zones. Obviously, turn 1 having been a spot where there's been a lot of chaos over the years. Turn 1 being the spot where what was his name? Robert Wickens got absolutely obliterated by Alexander Rossi back in what season was that? Was the Wickens season 2018? I think the Robert Wickens season was 2018 when good old Robert Wickens got absolutely obliterated by Rossi in the closing lap. So but yeah, that being one of the more notable crashes. There's been a number of them in the turn 1 at this track. So turns 4 and 9, it looks like, are the other key passing zones. Turn 3 being one of the fastest corners on the racetrack. They're going through all the different stats of these cars. 700 horsepower, over 140 mile an hour top speed. Obviously, we won't be seeing that on the streets of St. Petersburg today, as this track does not have anywhere near the capacity to handle anyone hitting 240 miles an hour. So, yep, the 3 biggest points there. No touching the concrete. Figuring out what tires to use and when. And, again, the physical fatigue there. So, there we go. But the cars are out on track and pacing here as we are getting ready for the start of the IndyCar race here, the Firestone Grand Prix at St. Petersburg. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. All right, so 5 sets of primaries and 5 sets of alternates per weekend, and each team must run at least 1 lap on each set. So essentially, the race should easily be done on 3 to 4 sets of tires. So they've got 5 sets of each, so they really shouldn't ever run out of a set of tire, but they will be required at some point to put on the primaries and the alternates. So I'll have to do a minimum of 1 green flag lap, or minimum of 1 lap on each set of tires. So whether that's under the green flag or if they just put them on for a caution lap and then come back in to take them off, that'd be probably a tad bit on the extreme side of things, but it's something that they could do if the primary tires were that much slower, or if the alternate tires were wearing out that much quicker that they couldn't risk putting them on for a full stint. But I will say, I think Firestone actually does a fairly good job when it comes to the tire management and going ahead and actually getting the tire pressure figured out to make sure that they don't last terribly long, but they aren't also wearing out in like 3 laps like the way that NASCAR tires sometimes do. Looking at you, old Atlanta. Alright, let's go ahead and skip another round of ads, and we will go ahead and get ready for the start of this race. So, do have it set to automate the ads, but I also don't want to overload you guys with ads. I try to make sure that, because I know how frustrating it is to be sitting down to watch something and then add. So I try to limit the amount of ads that you guys will see. Pace car is off. Feeling the hands of Newgarden and Herta as they go through this final sweeping turn onto the main straightaway here. Herta goes wide and off is Newgarden like a bottle rocket here. He jumps out to a massive lead as we head down into turn 1. Green flag is out, and here comes Herta down through the braking zone. He actually doesn't lose a ton of ground after the arc into the turn, but again, no contest for Newgarden through that, or not Newgarden, for McLaughlin through that first corner. No, we do have a crash in the back. Nolan Siegel is involved along with another car. That is the 12 of Will Power, tangled up with Nolan Siegel there. Both of them tangled up here early on. And that is a chaotic way for this thing to start. And everything shifted. Okay. Give me a moment to go ahead and reset the tire one. Because... No. Okay. Boom. Again, just gotta shift. Everything shifted literally as they went green, so just shift that a little bit. And we should have plenty of room for the tires. There's tires. Boom. And all right. All right, so there we go. I'm just gonna throw this up here because I am going to go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and group these so I can go ahead and finish resizing them because we now have the lap counter up. So give me a moment. Boom and boom. All right. All right. There we go. All right, so 1265. So I need to go ahead and drag this one out to. So 1204. Give me a moment. Come on. All right. Well. Boom. All right. 1204. Yeah. Why are those 1204s not the same? Okay. That looks pretty close to perfectly lined up. All right. So there we go. All right. So currently under the yellow flag, bunch of drivers coming in. Potentially you get those alternate tires off here as we go ahead and we're going to see most of the field get swapped over for primary tires here, it looks like. All right, so there we go. Oh, come on now. We still got 11 people hanging out in chat. And again, man, still feel terrible for Nolan Siegel. There's TK, TK's protege there, Nolan Siegel. He promoted him to that seat and ultimately doesn't end up getting more than a lap. It doesn't even finish the first lap in before they are already involved in their first wreck. All right, so there we go. I think that, again, feel free to let me know if you guys have any other recommendations for the for things you'd like to see on the leaderboard or on the scoreboard. But again, there are some things I just won't be able to do, but hopefully we'll be able to get this pretty close to how we like it. I think this is actually a pretty good version of it. 24 on-track passes already, despite no lead changes. Okay, maybe I was a little bit premature when I said that the 25 or what was it, 50 in the Indy NXT race was a good one because we had nearly that many in one lap. All right, but there we go. Again, we're at commercial break though, and we are chilling out. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we are just chilling out here, having some good fun times. All right. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and grab a quick drink, and I will be right back, guys, while you're at commercial break and under yellow flag, so you guys will not miss a thing. Unless microwaves can work in reverse and take the heat out of something. Alright. So there we go. We are back and we are ready for this one. So again, we got McLaughlin, Herta, and Dixon. None of them got involved in the crash, and in fact, I believe, yeah, all of them managed to stay on the top 15 list there, so we can actually see what they're running. Yeah, currently under caution flag here for the initial incident here, which was caused between the 6 of Nolan Siegel and the 12 of Willpower getting together. Yeah, led to again pit stops, which is cycled, which a lot of people have used. Oh, also Foster out of Lewis Foster out of the race as well, driving the number 45 car. So yeah, just another update there as to who is in and out of this race. Again, already 3 drivers out, which is a little bit of a high number, especially when IndyCar doesn't exactly have the highest amount of drivers that are in to begin with. Alright, so there we go. We're getting ready here as we're going to be getting ready to go back racing. Again, McLaughlin, Rosenquist, Armstrong, the front 3. Newgarden and Rossi have ascended to take spots 4 and 5 here. The AJ Foyt duo of Malukas and Ferrucci are also up inside the top 10 after that round of pit stops. Ray Hall in 8th, 9th is Ilott, and rounding up the top 10 restarters, you've got Colton Herta. Josef Newgarden, Scott Dixon, Alex Palou, some other heavy hitters coming from just outside the top 10. Going to be trying to make a real push here to see if they can go ahead and get this one. Pace car is still on the track, so they are still waiting. So they will be going around at least one more time here before we see them let loose. All right. So again, 15 drivers, 15 of the drivers pitted to swap their tire compounds. 9 of the front 9 have all stayed on track. So again, Herta, the first driver, on perfectly fresh tires, although it is only one lap of running that the drivers who stayed on track have on their tires. All right, so there we go. But yeah, this IndyCar thing was a whole lot easier than the NASCAR ones, than the NASCAR leaderboards to make. So very much appreciate that, as we are going to be hopefully seeing this one going back green this time. Also, I don't know if there's a way to do this. I might look into it. Actually, here we go. Under delay. Okay, not do it. Let's see. I'm gonna try trying it to add a delay in to hopefully. Oh, here we go. Now they're gonna get the 1 to green. Okay, they get the 1 to green sign this time by. We going green next time by. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick render delay here to try and again, hopefully sync up the graphics on screen with what I'm seeing in person. Because I've noticed that some of the times when I'm calling green flag, the green flag has already been displayed on the stream for you guys seconds earlier. So, again, trying to get that synced up, but it will take some time to get that one. Alright, but yeah, there we go. So again, 9 drivers stayed on track here. Alexander Rossi getting his name called up here in the top 5 already. So again, we'll be going green this time. The pace car will be diving into the pits. And the field will be single file with McLaughlin out in front of the field. Rosenquist and Armstrong right behind him. Alright, so there we go. I believe they're heading down this, trying to figure out which track this is. Hey Mark, how's it going? Alright, so... Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the final corner. Pace car's already off. Field in the hands of Newgarden and not Newgarden, sorry, McLaughlin. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at St. Pete. So there we go. Welcome on in. Let's see. Alright, so we got the, again, McLaughlin out there in front of the field. You've got, the two Meyer-Shank cars in second and third trying to hang on to those spots. And then you've got Newgarden, the McLaren number 7 car. And, ooh, looking up the inside, we do have a challenge for position here on, look like maybe the challenge on Rossi. Although, again, that's the two Foyt cars, going at it. Santino Ferrucci and David Malukas giving a little bit of a challenge to each other here as we get ready to go back racing. Again, it'll take me a minute with all these paint schemes because there are a lot of them. And so there's a lot of different paint schemes out here, and there's no big clear number to see. But yep. So right now, though, again, the front 5 though are unchanged, and all the way down through the field. Again, we've only got 3 drivers out of the race so far. Again, Lewis Foster, Nolan Siegel, and Will Power are all out of the race already. Unfortunate for anyone who's rooting for them, but here we go. As I say, we're currently 8 laps into what is all in all, a pretty good race here. Again, everything on the app seems really fast. I think I need to slow that down even more here. Let's try and get the duel. Try 900. No, it doesn't know. What's the limit on how much? Is 500 milliseconds the highest delay I can do? Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess that is literally all the delay I can put in. Alright, well, again, I noticed it is like a lap and a half ahead. I will try not to react too much to that, and hopefully it won't be too far ahead now that I've laid it. Alright, but there we go. Alright. So there we go. We are now 9 laps in. We're working lap 9 here as the drivers, they're working their way around here. Again, Kempton Simpson, a couple of the other rookies. There are a lot more rookies than I thought. Robert Schwartzman, obviously Jacob Abel, and then the rookie of Nolan Siegel, all going to be rookies running for the Rookie of the Year battle this year. But again, so far, early on in this race, they've all, again, the single file restart definitely helps the field get single file a lot quicker, which also means a lot less chances for overtakes early on in these restarts. But so far, I don't think anyone's catching McLaughlin too easily, regardless of whether it's single or double file on at this point, because he is taking off like a rocket ship here. And a little bit of a little bit of an overshoot there from the driver of the number 18. I believe that's Dale Coyne car. Not sure who is in the number 18. That is Renus VK this year. And there we go. A bunch of drivers just set their best laps of the afternoon there. As we're working our way through this one. In fact, literally the entire top 17 just set their best lap of the event. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so they're talking right now with the driver of the number 45 car, who is out of the race already. But yeah, again, these I love the look of these Indy cars. Like, I know some people don't particularly like the look of open wheel cars, or specifically not the look of the current Indy cars compared to the older ones. But honestly, these current Indy cars are really good looking race cars. So, but yeah, so here's McLaughlin, and okay, so they're showing us. Okay, so they showed us some of the damage that the cars got. Again, I need to see another replay of that I need to see a better angle of that to actually have a real good opinion as to what actually happened. because so far the only camera angle they've shown us is the camera that's focused on the leader, and then all of a sudden you're looking in the back and seeing the wreck. Or maybe I just need to figure out where to look. But yeah, so far though, McLaughlin out in front of the field, Rosenquist in second, Armstrong all the way back in third place here. Let's see. Again, right now that's kind of the way road courses are, especially in these fast sections. Here we go, down into the braking zones. That's where Rosenquist is going to have to try and brake later, and find ways to gain on McLaughlin. But again, those Penske cars are not easy cars to try and close in on. I mean, Rosenquist doing a very good job of staying within sight of the leader, but again, McLaughlin is absolutely just the hog walk in the field, it feels like, so far early in this event. Again, that can very much change when we see them again. McLaughlin, Rosenquist, and Armstrong have all still not put on the alternate tires, which alternate tires are faster, but they do also wear out a little bit quicker, so that's another thing to worry about here. They're almost wow, are we going to see a lap under a minute here, potentially? I mean, that would be insane. Again, so far, the best lap of anybody, I believe, is currently at about a 1 minute and 2 second .0. So again, close, but we'd still need to shave off 2 full seconds, which is not an easy thing to shave off at a track like this one. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so they go to commercial break. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Man, this stream has been an interesting one. Again, unfortunately, the kind of the nature of road course racing is that it isn't as high action as the short tracks or as the short tracks or even the super speedways are. But again, it's one of those things that as we get later into these runs, I think we're going to see some real interesting stuff. So there we go. Again, all the stuff as the drivers kind of complete their laps, we'll get the thing completed. So there we go. Alright. Yeah, again, I'm about 2 laps behind my graphics, which is really annoying. Go ahead and do a quick Google search here, see if there's a way to delay the graphics easy. Alright, so there we go. They're back from commercial break. They are, so we get the full screen, and again, Rosenquist doing an amazing job of staying close, especially compared to his teammate Armstrong, who's fallen almost 3 seconds behind him, and almost 3.5 seconds behind McLaughlin, while Rosenquist has stayed within a full second here so far, so he's stayed close enough to potentially make a difference here. So far, McLaughlin's used 1 second of overtake, but none has been used by Rosenquist, so definitely interesting here. Let's see. All right. so there we go. Again, they're talking now with Nolan Siegel, who is out of the race car here. We've worked so hard all off season. We've made so much progress. We've had a fast car in every session. We've had them on both types of tires. Really excited for this. Hate it for everyone on the 6 car. Just mainly looking to see if he's going to blame himself or if he'll take the blame or if he's going to pass it to Power. We'll keep working, keep doing what we can do. I feel like we have... Alright. So again, he really isn't saying anything too juicy there, so again, we're sticking it in here. Let's see. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We're working our way through this one. Everybody at the front is on, virtually the entire field right now is on the primary tires. Again, a lot of the drivers started on the green tires, got the 1 lap under the at the start of the race, and then shifted over to the better tires by the end of the first lap after the caution flag flew. So, potentially showing that these drivers think that the black tires, the primary ones, are the better ones to be on this week. Which will be a little bit interesting to see if see how significant that difference is between the 2 tires. Again, I'm not expecting it to be much, but if it's anything, it'll be interesting. So again, 17 laps currently completed here. Alright, so again, McLaughlin, he's managed to extend his lead over Rosenquist. He's now up to 1.3 seconds of gap between himself and Rosenquist. Armstrong falling even further behind. And again, this road course racing, it is not an easy one to master here. But yeah, here we go. Colton Herta racing his way around here. Alright. So yeah, right now we're just chilling out. Hopefully, going to get to see some more exciting racing here in a bit. While McLaughlin, again. The biggest thing is once McLaughlin pits, we know it's going to get more interesting because, again, these in and out laps for the Indy cars, that is going to be the insane thing. So yeah, so the softer compound tire is going to be faster for the initial launch, but the question is how long will the alternate tires last? Again, we aren't going to get a chance to really see how long they last because nobody anywhere near the front, I mean the top 18 drivers are all on primaries, so there's literally no way to, let's see, is anybody, and I mean anybody. Okay, we got one driver, Pato Award, the only driver on the is the only driver on the green tires. All right, so there we go. All right, so Rosenquist, the best lap of anybody in the entire field. He actually set a 101.9. So that's actually showing a little bit of pace there. He's also running just a little bit faster than McLaughlin right now. Now, the question is, can he run fast enough to really reel in McLaughlin? He has reeled him in by almost a half second, actually, and I'm saying that. He's starting to reel in McLaughlin here. Down the stretch as they're going to close in even closer. But yeah, that is definitely the one downside to road racing, though, is that there's definitely, if you have a good car out in front of the field like McLaughlin, it will be very tough for anybody else to catch him. And again, the top 4, really the top 5 in the entire race are the top 5 in terms of lap time the last time by. And in terms of best lap, McLaughlin. In terms of best lap, Rosenquist, McLaughlin, the top 5 are also the top 5 in terms of best laps on the day. Although, again, Rosenquist continues to chop down this lead. Are we about to see Rosenquist just run down McLaughlin here? If so, that would be impressive here. So, again, right now, biggest movers, Callum Ilott in the 90. He has moved his way all the way up. He's gotten himself up into the top 10 here. Up 17 spots from where he started the race. Rossi up 15 spots. Malukas and Ferrucci both up 11 and 12 spots respectively. So some great ups. The only driver in the top 10 to have lost spots since the start of the race is Colton Herta, who started alongside McLaughlin. And ultimately he came in for the pit stop on lap 1 when we saw the rest of the field when we saw a decent chunk of the field come in to swap tires. So there we go. Stingray Rob talking about his experience here. Formula 3 champion there. Callum Ilott, former Ferrari test driver. Ran 38 IndyCar starts now. I believe either last year or the year before was his official rookie season, but he's been impressive so far in his first stint here in IndyCar. Let's see. Again, McLaughlin. Again, these drivers are doing amazing, but the question is, can Rosenquist? He's gotten within a second, but the question is, can he actually keep it any closer than that? Again, it's just impressive because Armstrong in the exact same equipment has dropped off almost nearly 5 full seconds off the back of these guys. Meanwhile, Rosenquist has been able to stay right about a second back. And if McLaughlin makes any kind of mistake, Rosenquist will be right there to pounce on it. Problem is that so far, McLaughlin I don't think has made a single mistake, really. I mean, maybe a small mistake here or there, but all in all, he hasn't made any kind of major error or mistake as of right now. All right, well, here we go. And, we got, one of the Aero McLaren teams getting ready for a pit stop. Who is this going to be? Coming down to the pits? Which McLaren guy is this going to be? Is this Pato? Come on up. Come on. There he is. Alright, we got the putty tat now. Again, still currently under a commercial break here as the drivers continue to circulate here. Again, Kipton Simpson, Schwartzman. The back half of the field is definitely a lot of interesting names. You got Connor Daly driving the newly renumbered 76 car to match their sponsor. But yeah, so that was Pato Award that we saw on pit road. I was pretty sure it wasn't Newgarden, so there we go. Alright, Buddy Tat decided he didn't want to be held. Alright, so there we go. And Jacob Abel also basically just chilling out at the back of the field right now. Again, I'm curious to see how long Connor Daly is willing to wait here on his march to the front of the field. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're a quarter of the way through this race already. 25 laps down, 75 to go. Again, time is absolutely flying here. The question is, again, Ken Rosenquist, he ran him down once before. He's now fallen back to nearly 2 seconds back of the leader. The question is, can he reel him back in, and can he actually make a real challenge on the to the front of the field here? So again, Newgarden, the fastest lap that last time by, is it's him, Dixon, and then McLaughlin. But yeah, wow, Rosenquist had a really bad lap that last time by. Not sure what happened, if he maybe just messed up his line. Alright, but here we go. Full screen back from commercial break, and here we go. Pato, Dixon. Again, these Chip Ganassi cars, you know they're fast. The question is whether or not they're going to be fast enough to come to the front of the field at the end. Oh, man. And then the other question being is, as to the question of Honda versus Chevy, who's going to be the better fuel saver this year? Because, yeah, we've seen that be another question that's been levied is to... Oh, okay, actually, wait a minute. Whoa, 1 second. I might have figured out why Rosenquist keeps losing out on McLaughlin. McLaughlin's now used 8 seconds of his overtake, so he's hit the button on the overtake for a total of 8 seconds, while Rosenquist and Armstrong, neither one of them have hit the button. Again, Newgarden, Rossi, both of them have been on their push to pass button. For about 10 seconds each. So it is definitely something some of these drivers are using. But the question is if you run out of it near the end of the race, you won't be able to get away like you've been able to do earlier in the race. So it seems like Rosenquist is actually faster when McLaughlin's not using the button. But if McLaughlin's using the button, McLaughlin is able to run just that little bit faster. Pato Ward absolutely flying. He just set the best lap of his best lap of the race so far. Yeah, he just set that best lap, and that puts him up to I believe 4th on the best lap speed. So there we go. Yeah, 4th fastest lap of the race goes to goes to the 5-car Pato Award here. But again, right now, McLaughlin just holding Felix Rosenquist at bay. No real... Rosenquist did finally hit the button for the first time. Only using 2 seconds of his push to pass so far. Again, trying to maintain some of that. Oh, Rosenquist has lost a ton of ground. He's now down to over 3 seconds behind McLaughlin here, which is not great. Again, you always got to worry here, but again, we're working our way through this one. Race is going very quick. And again, that's one of those things about this track. It's only about 90 seconds a lap. So you go 90 seconds a lap over the course of a full, not even 90 seconds, about 60 to 70 seconds a lap. I mean, the fact that they're absolutely flying around here. All right. Here we go again. Rosenquist, he just needs to find something. He is starting to use that push. He and Armstrong are both starting to use that push to pass here just a little bit. Potentially trying to make up some ground in the corners, but the question is, can you even stay close enough at this point? Or are you just having to wait for pit stops and hope that there's a caution flag? Because at this point, those are the two things that could potentially move McLaughlin further back. Would be an issue on pit road or a caution flag that would slow them all down. Bunch them back together and give you another shot to try and pass them on the restart. Alright, so there we go. Again, really, next to no passing. I mean, even Herta is only up to the 7th or up to the 9th position. Dixon, Newgarden, Pato, none of them have really. It doesn't feel like any of them have really moved anywhere since the restart of the race back some 30 laps ago now. All right, well. And again, so far, McLaughlin's led the entire field, and here we go. Pit stops are coming. So we've been on track for about 30 laps. And again, Rosenquist's going to be coming down the pit road. The question is, where will he rejoin on the track, and how long will McLaughlin's pit stop take when he goes to take his? Alright, so there we go. Yeah, so there's Rosenquist's pit stop. Let's see. And Rosenquist on the alternate tires. There we go. Maybe the alternate tires are the change that is needed. Here comes McLaughlin coming to pit road. That will ensue the first lead change of the event, as Marcus Armstrong will inherit the race lead. And we got a bunch of drivers now setting new best laps of the event here. Malukas, Rahal, Herta all just set their new best lap of the entire event, which, again, it's one of those things that whenever you get that start to shift of the momentum, you start to see these drivers drive that little bit harder. Especially if they know that the end's in sight, if they know that they're pitting in, say, 10 laps, they know that they can run these next 10 laps as aggressively as they can. They don't need to worry about the fuel saving to get to that 10-lap mark, assuming that that's the situation they're in. But, yeah, again, McLaughlin coming in, he's going to go ahead and throw on the alternate tires, just like Rosenquist, and we'll have to wait and see how these green tires last over a stint. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, Marcus Armstrong is taking the lead. Newgarden only 1.3 seconds back, so again, Newgarden could potentially be a problem here as we get closer and closer. But again, Armstrong will have to pit at some point here. Rossi, Malukas, Rahal, all these guys just pitted here. All right, we got someone rooting for VK here. VK hanging on to that 11th position right now. He is, I believe he is one of those drivers who pit under that very first caution flag. So, again, right now we're just kind of waiting to see where all these drivers are going to end up shaking out and what the strategy ends up being. But, again, so far, almost everybody on the primary tires here. Rahal jumping up a couple spots as we got guys like Alexander Rossi coming to pit road here. Newgarden up into the top 5. Dixon to 6th here. As Rossi, Malukas, and Ilott all come into pit road here. So again, a lot of pit stops occurring. The question is, who is going to cycle out to the front at the end of these pit stops, and which pit strategy is going to win the day? Again, we've talked a lot about the dominance of McLaughlin, but if the pit strategy doesn't fall his way, he might be in a situation where he is going to end up having to fight his way out for this one. The rest of these drivers, Newgarden, Herta, they're fast, but they are going to need some help. So the only 2 drivers so far who have yet to come to pit road are Armstrong and Rahal here. Again, Newgarden currently on pit road. And there we go. Marcus Armstrong going to come to pit road. And again, Rahal will be the last one that needs to come to pit road to completely finish the cycle of green flag stops here. Or at least finish the cycle for the drivers who didn't pit and potentially top off there. Greetings from the Netherlands. Well, welcome on in. Love seeing the international fans. We'll also be calling the NASCAR race later on today. As I knew the IndyCar season opener was on at noon, so I figured that would be a cool way to do a doubleheader. So, welcome on in. Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually, as I'm repping the Pato Award McLaren colors today. But as I certainly I love VK. VK is one of those drivers I always loved, especially at the Indy 500 when he was running the Ed Carpenter cars right up on the front row. So, And again, as I've said a couple of times, there really isn't there isn't really a driver in the IndyCar series I have any real strong dislike for, which is actually, I think, a really good thing for the series. Although I know that at times you do need that villain, that Joey Logano type. Just to use a NASCAR comparison, you need your villain. But again, I don't think there's a single driver in the IndyCar series. I mean, maybe to an extent, Newgarden, just because I'm not a big Penske fan, would be somewhat. But again, Newgarden, from everything I've seen of him, seems like a great guy and a fun guy to hang out with. So here we go. Leading the cycle of stops. Here comes the 21, I believe that is. So, again, the driver's continuing to finish out the cycle here. If you want to let me know how to pronounce your name or how you would like me to pronounce your name, that way I don't butcher it, because, yeah, I'm not exactly sure I know how to pronounce that. And I don't want to offend anyone by absolutely butchering any names, or at least attempting to. So there we go. Herta coming to pit road. He's going to get his second pit stop here underway. Again, Herta's already put on both sets of tires, so Herta can put on any set of tires he wishes, and it looks like he is going to have primary tires going on for Herta. So Herta getting the Blackwall primary tires going on there. And a little bit of trouble on the rear. The right rear tire, a little bit of trouble there for Herta, and that's going to hurt his pit stop there. Okay, it's Dutch for Richie. Okay. Alright. Well, then I will call you Richie then. Alright. I just wasn't sure how to pronounce that. I was like, I don't know if I try and pronounce it based on the letters that I'm seeing, or if I... Because sometimes, like, I know in Spanish, I think it's G's, and it's either G's or J's make an H sound, and the other one, I think, is silent, so... I always like to double check when it comes to foreign names, so. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I think it's J's that are H's, and then G's are just silent, I think, in Spanish. But yeah, so here we go. Newgarden and okay. Oh, I thought my TV just cut out completely on me. But no, we got Newgarden, Dixon, Pato, McLaughlin. Again, McLaughlin has cycled himself back up to the 4th position. And again, we know Newgarden, Dixon, and Pato are all going to have to pit here soon. And again, if McLaughlin can run them down even just a little bit here during the cycle of stops, to potentially go ahead and grab this one. And there goes Newgarden coming to pit road. So Newgarden coming to pit road. That one will also be a... that one's going to be an interesting one here. Okay, yeah, so, alright. Yeah, again, just... Alright, so there's Newgarden coming in for his pit stop. Alright, so there we go. And again, McLaughlin up to 3rd place here. The question is... Because again, if McLaughlin gets this lead back and it's just him and Armstrong, I mean, again, McLaughlin just has dog walked the entire field here. And again, what happened to Rosenquist? Because it seems like Rosenquist had a really bad pit stop that he came out 4 seconds behind his teammate, even though he was well ahead of his teammate at the before the pit stop. Either that or he must have come out in a heap of traffic or something. Yeah. There we go. Newgarden comes out. He's actually got a fairly clear track there for Newgarden, so he should be able to. He rejoins the track. He's got 2 seconds, 2.5, 3 seconds ahead of him to Ferrucci, the first car for position in 10th place. So definitely a bit of thing. There we go. All right, we are chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, so here we go. Here come the Ganassi boys. Both Scott Dixon and Alex Pato coming down pit road at 45 miles an hour. And Scott McLaughlin will retake the race lead. And he now has a 7.5 second lead over Marcus Armstrong at the front of the field. So that will officially make a 7.5 second lead for Scott McLaughlin. And then he's got Lundgaard, Rosenquist. Again, Rosenquist, the first driver I think that could realistically challenge him for position. And he is 10.5, now 11 seconds back, which is not the spot you want him in. Yeah, again, Armstrong could potentially contend. Again, I just think his his overall confidence in the team is a little bit. His confidence at this course is not the easiest one. All right. Do you think that one of the IndyCar drivers is also good enough for Formula One? And if so, which one? Okay, that's actually a really good question. And I think it comes down to a couple of factors because I think guys like, I think Newgarden, I think Dixon, I think some of these guys have the talent, but they're also a lot older than the average Formula One driver. And I think that just based on the age bracket, I think they've kind of missed their opportunity to go to F1 and actually have success. Not that older drivers can't succeed in F1, but the vast majority of, especially the successful ones, are typically the younger drivers. So those would be the ones that I would look to for this comparison. And again, I've kind of mentioned it in the pre-race. I know Pato Ward has been eyeing the potential move over to the F1 side of things, especially with the especially with McLaren potentially having an opening. But between him and Herta, I think both of them could potentially have some level of success at the F1 level. It would just depend on what team they would end up going to. Obviously, Herta would have the heavy link to the Cadillac F1 team that was formerly going to be called Andretti Autosport, or Andretti Global, I mean. But I think it got renamed, and again, obviously the Michael Andretti will not be a part of it anymore. But those would be the two names I would look to as drivers who I think could realistically make that move and would actually succeed. I think Pato has kind of found his home here in the IndyCar series. He's dominating, and I think he's happy with just staying here. Similarly with Newgarden, not to mention, again, Newgarden being on the older side of things, again, compared to the standard F1 drivers. So, again, those would probably be my two. Herta and Award would probably be my two that I think would absolutely be able to stick. And again, there's also a host of things that you could look at that drivers could swap series and all of a sudden shoot to the front. Like, we see drivers sometimes make the jump. I mean, even just in the NASCAR ladder system, you'll see a driver struggle in Xfinity, but then move up to the Cup Series and just dominate right away. So it's definitely it's definitely an interesting one. There we go. Let's say 42 laps in here, and again, McLaughlin just absolutely stretching this lead out. Barring a caution, I think McLaughlin probably has this one on lock. But, yeah. Again, you also have, obviously, former F1 drivers like Rossi and Ericsson who just didn't cut it in the F1 ranks at the time that they were there. And I think that they've developed now beyond the level that they were seen in the F1 ranks. But do I think they can make the swap back? I don't know. Or, sorry, Ericsson wasn't in the F1. I was thinking of Romain Grosjean, who also didn't stick in IndyCar very long. So, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing with just how different IndyCar and Formula One is. Obviously, Formula One has the global prestige. Meanwhile, and this is absolutely no offense to anything on the F1 calendar, obviously Monaco's amazing, but I don't think any race, I mean, even Le Mans struggles to have the same level of prestige as the Indy 500. So I think a lot of these drivers do end up sticking here, which I think is a good thing for the sport of IndyCar to have their stars staying here rather than going to taking that first opportunity to move over to Formula One. All right, and here we go. Marcus Armstrong and Ferrucci, two of those drivers who were on those green alternates, already coming to pit road. Very early pits for them, so potentially I don't know if that's an issue with the tires or what. But that would certainly be an interesting one here. All right, so welcome on in, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, so we are currently sitting 20, what is that? We're at 2926 on the subscriber count, sitting 74 subscribers away from hitting the big 3,000 mark. So there we go. There's Marcus Armstrong, and another slow stop. This time on the left rear for the Meyer Shank crew. So again, the Shank crew's not doing that great. Again, they got that one done in a relatively okay time, but again, the fact that Ferrucci is going to be right on the tail of the 66 coming out of the pits is not going to help too much. And the 66 comes out right in behind Connor Daly as well, which Daly's fast, but again, you always, whenever you were coming out on fresh tires, you want clean air. And yeah, here we go. Here comes McLaughlin. Let's see how Scott McLaughlin handles being on pit road here. Again, he has the lead, so he could potentially manage to stay inside the top 10 despite a pit stop, which would be an insane thing if he manages to get the pit stop done. Penske perfect, no stumbles there. And here we go. He's going to rejoin the field about 14th place here for... Oh, no, he jumps ahead. He goes up to about 11th place here for Scott McLaughlin as he rejoins the track. Again, the fact that McLaughlin can be a whole pit stop behind and still be inside the top 10 pretty much is just another just incredible fact to the Penske teams. So, yeah, this Penske team has been incredible. Felix Rosenqvist came in for a quick stop. We'll have to wait and see how he ends up doing here. But again, Rosenqvist, he's on, so he and McLaughlin both swap back to the black tires. Seems like the black tires are going to be the preferred tires here. So again, Rosenqvist making his pit stop happen here. How far does Rosenqvist drop here? And does the team get him out on schedule here? So gets tires done. Fairly efficient. And drops it. And there we go. Nice clean pit stop there for the 60. There we go. Liking to see some nice clean pit stops here. And again, more pit stops on the way shortly as a lot of these drivers are trying to kind of get on the same schedule with the leader. Problem is you kind of need a yellow flag if you really want to get on the same strategy with the leader. Because you need to equalize the tire sets and whatnot. Alright, so again, McLaughlin up to 8th place here. Nobody in front of him has pit recently. So again, the question ends up becoming, how far do guys like Lundgaard, Rossi, and Dixon and Newgarden end up going on these black primary tires? McLaughlin put back on green alternates, though. McLaughlin back on the green alternates despite a fairly early pit stop. I'm curious if that will potentially hurt him in the long run here. So there we go. Colton Herta coming in for his pit stop. Rob Edwards on the strategist up on the box here. And let's see again. Everybody, there we go. Gets the pit stop done, and away goes Colton Herta here. There we go. Herta able to jump out in front of whoever that was, so he was able to get a little bit of clean air here, and that was right in front of Ferrucci. So there we go. And Herta jumps out in front of somebody else. He's in behind Ferrucci. But he does manage to jump out in front of somebody else. That is the 8. So that's the 8. Who's in the 8 this year? That's the other Ganassi driver. That is Kiffin Simpson. And there's the number 4 car, the AJ Foyt machine for David Malukas. Curious to see what David Malukas ends up doing here in these next couple of years, because obviously you got guys like Will Power who might be retiring in the near future. Obviously, we just saw Scott McLaughlin get inked down for a multi-year extension, so he won't be going anywhere. Newgarden, you presume, won't be going anywhere after winning back-to-back Indy 500s and being a multi-time champion. So, realistically, unless Penske expands, I think there's only one opening for Malukas to go to if Malukas does get that Penske offer. obviously the reason why we're talking about Malukas to potentially going to Penske is that that has been the hot rumor for a couple of years now, has been that Penske has been absolutely enamored by Malukas's raw driving talent, and the only reason he hasn't ended up on a Penske car at this point is that there really hasn't been an opening for him. So, curious to see what ends up happening with Malukas there. Yeah, so Lundgaard, Rossi, Dixon, Newgarden, Pato, the top 5 as they get ready to go to commercial break here. And again, we've got ourselves a pretty good race going. They go to commercial break. It's a side-by-side commercial, so we will be able to keep an eye on the track. I will say that's another good thing about the Fox coverages here, whether it's been the IndyCar or the NASCAR stuff, is that they've been doing a lot more side-by-sides and avoiding the thing. I don't think we've missed a single lap of green flag action in this event itself. Meanwhile, I know we definitely missed some during the 500 and during the and the 66 of who dat? 66 of what is his name? We were just talking about him. Why am I so terrible with names? But yeah, the 66, Marcus Armstrong. He has gone behind the wall here, and that is going to essentially end his day. Not sure what the problem is, but yeah, Marcus Armstrong goes behind the pit wall, and that will end his day here early for the NTT IndyCar Series race. So that's our, I believe, 4th retirement from the event. Obviously, he hasn't officially retired yet, but going behind the wall, he's essentially lost any shot to win this one. But yeah, that would be our 4th DNF, assuming that he does DNF the race here. Alright, so yeah, right now we're just chilling out here. Let's see. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We have just crossed the halfway point here. 50 laps down, 50 to go. And again, Lundgaard, Rossi, Dixon, Newgarden, and Pato, the top 5. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. And right now, Dixon, Newgarden, and Pato. I think those are going to be your big 3 if we stay green. Now, if they end up having to pit, though, the question is do we see, we obviously will see McLaughlin rocket past them, as he's only about 3 to 4 seconds, he's only about 4 or 5 seconds behind the front 5. I mean, McLaughlin's only 11 seconds behind the leader as a whole. So, again, the question is, how much time are you going to lose on pit road? And can you get the service done in time? Alright, well, here we go. Alright, welcome on in. We got 17 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to be a part of this, as we are currently coming back from commercial break. And again, Christian Lundgaard currently the race leader over Alexander Rossi and Scott Dixon. Josef Newgarden, Alex Pato, Kirkwood. And, Scott McLaughlin makes his way all the way up to 7th place despite a whole extra pit stop compared to these guys. Alright, so again, as of right now, we've managed to stay green for a long chunk of this race. The question is when will it change? We know there will be a caution. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so yeah, right now we're just working our way through this one. Again, Lundgaard Rossi at the front of the field. It's interesting to see them, but you know that they aren't going to stick there. You know that they're going to fall back, which is the annoying part about trying to game this one, because the biggest question is, okay, do we see a caution flag? Do we see them maybe not fall so far? Do we see Dixon, Pato, and Newgarden all start to drop down the leaderboard? All of these things, we don't really know where they could end up, so. All right, 54 laps in, and let's see. All right, so there we go. All right. There we go. Again, all right, so IndyCar again. They're talking about these green alternate tires here. Again, the tire is going to be a big talking point, especially as we get down later into this race, as we'll see. It looks like the entire field opting to go with black tires here. I thought McLaughlin was on black tires, or was on green tires a moment ago, but I guess after his pit stop, he opted to put on Alright, so there we go. Again, right now we just got. Yeah, it feels like there's not much to talk about right now, because we're kind of around the middle point of the race, and we're just kind of waiting, because we know there's either going to be a caution flag or more pit stops incoming. And it feels like all these drivers are just kind of waiting for that, because again, until McLaughlin gets back to the lead, we really aren't addressing the winner of the race. Again, McLaughlin will almost certainly find his way through the field, as everybody else will be forced to pit. The question is, when will his pit stop come in relation to everybody else's? Man. So again, talking about Newgarden, who's in the exact same equipment, virtually the exact same car that McLaughlin's been dominating the race in. So theoretically, he should be able to dominate, just like. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Oh, man. We've actually had quite a few people popping in throughout this stream. Again, I thank you guys for every single one of you guys that has decided to pop in throughout this stream. I know it has not been the most entertaining thing in the world, as, again, McLaughlin and Lundgaard have kind of. Well, McLaughlin's really dominated the race, and then he's basically handed it off to the two. The 60 and the 66. Have each gotten some time there. Alright, well, here we go. Again, Lundgaard hanging on to a 1 second lead over Rossi, which is actually, again, pretty impressive. That's Rossi's former ride from last year. So, Rossi, you're trying to chase down the guy who took your ride. Can you prove that you should have been the one they stuck with? Yeah, so far, laps led, you've had Scott McLaughlin for 38 laps, Lundgaard for 12, and Marcus Armstrong led 6 laps before going out of the race with a mechanical issue in. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so they're going to commercial break, it looks like. Or are they going? Yeah, they go to commercial break here again, about 60 laps in. We got about 40 laps to go. Alright, I'm going to grab something and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, here we go. We are back, and we've got our. We only missed like one lap here. Alright, so again, we got ourselves. Again, this race is just kind of coming down to a question of, okay. Again, it feels like that lap one caution really kind of messed up a lot of stuff, because we would have had we would have had everybody kind of on the same strategy roughly, but now we got like, the front 6 or 7 drivers are all, the front 6 drivers are all on a slightly different fuel strategy than McLaughlin. And obviously that makes for some interesting situations, because right now we're kind of counting it down to be like, okay, we know that the cars can go roughly 30 to 40 laps on a tank. I actually don't know, do we have that number? Laps since last pit. Okay, yeah, that's what we're looking for. So laps since last pit, let's see. So, for the laps since their last pit, so Rossi's been out there for 27. McLaughlin's only been out there for 15. So again, the question is, how far can they go? I had thought that some of these drivers were nearing 40 laps. So again, I think we're around about 30 laps is about what the drivers can do on a tank of fuel here. So the question is, when we get to 30 to go, so lap 70, that's going to be the lap to keep an eye on. When we hit lap 70, what do we see happen there? Didn't get a lot for breakfast, so having a little bit of cheese here. But yeah, so again, St. Petersburg, though, this city has been amazing for IndyCar. But I mean, between being willing to reschedule their race back during the COVID year, I mean, it was just incredible to see the amount of moves that this city has made to help accommodate the IndyCar series. And the IndyCar series looks so good around this city. I mean, it is a beautiful city. I mean, St. Petersburg is just flat out one of the coolest looking cities in Florida. I mean, that, Miami, and are some of the best visually looking cities. So, all right, so 3 drivers. So there's only 3 drivers left in the field who have not been on the alternate tires for a lap. Newgarden, Rossi, and the 90 of Callum Ilott are the only drivers who have yet to pit for their tires. So Marina's VK actually having the fastest lap of the session. He just took it from Rosenquist a little bit ago. There we go. I just was looking at the best laps of the session to see who had the best laps. The best of the last laps, though, Pato Award, Marcus Ericsson, and Ilott, who just went onto the green. So, again, Ilott is now on the green. So, that now leaves just Newgarden and Rossi running 1-2 right now. The only 2 drivers who have yet to get on those green tires at least once. Yeah, Award, though, a significant bit faster than the rest of the field here. Ericsson also faster than the field in front of him. We see Ericsson maybe be a factor at the end of this race. That'd be an interesting one. If we could see Marcus Ericsson, I mean, he's 11 seconds back of McLaughlin. If he could cut into that 11 seconds, though, he could potentially be a contender here. And let's see, when did Ericsson last pit? He last pit was 26 laps ago. No, never mind. He's going to have to pit well before McLaughlin. I was kind of hoping that maybe if McLaughlin had to pit before him, if he's fresh off a pit stop, but no, Ericsson is going to have to pit first. Oh, 1 second. What do I think of the fastest team in IndyCar is at the moment? I think it's hard to bet against the Team Penske crew. I mean, they've won back-to-back Indy 500s. And they're almost always in championship contention. I mean, it's between them and Ganassi. Those are your top 2 for sure. Ganassi obviously being the contenders in the championship, while the Penske cars have been the winners at the 500. But I think all in all, I think the Penske cars are the faster race cars. I think you have smarter drivers potentially in the Ganassi camp. As here we go, we got more pit stops underway here. We got the 20 of Rossi coming to pit road, but yeah, I think Dixon and Pato are, I think, smarter fuel strategy racers, and that's why they're in contention for the championship so much. And that's not meant to be a shot at guys like Newgarden or McLaughlin, but I think their cars are fast enough to make up for potentially missed strategy opportunities. Meanwhile, Dixon and Pato are some of the best at fuel saving and fuel strategy racing. And a lot of that helps make up for weeks when it feels like maybe Dixon fires off with a little less speed, but he manages to turn it into a fuel-saving race, manages to get off strategy, and then finds himself near the front at the end. So, yep, that is basically how I see the front of the field. I think Andretti's a pretty clear fourth at this point. I think I would say McLaren is probably third, although I don't think it's nearly as clear as everybody kind of talks about. Actually, I saw an article I think last year from an IndyCar reporter or from an IndyCar team owner, like I think it was Ray Hall maybe saying this exact same thing. Like I think you've got your top two; they're in a tier of their own. Then below that, I think you have guys like, I think you have the teams like the, you got your Ray Hall, your Andretti, and your McLaren. And I think they are in their own category, although I think it goes McLaren, Andretti, and then Ray Hall in that order in terms of teams. And then you go down to some of the newer teams who just don't have the experience, or the Indy-only teams. Or not Indy-only, but the teams that only show up at Indy, like Ed Carpenter Racing. They have not had a championship contender come from their camp in a long time. I mean, Rossi might be able to bring them their best points finish in a while, but between him and Rasmussen, I mean, they are making a run at the 500. Same thing with AJ Foyt. The Foyt cars have never really been, again, championship contenders in the last decade, but they've always been fast at the 500, so those would be the ones I would mention, though. Again, 66 laps in here, and again, time is starting to tick. The question is, how long and how close can people stay here, and how far? Again, so far, Lundgaard's been out there 33 laps. If you make it a little bit further, you're actually right about at 33 to go now, so you could pit here and make it to the end of the race. The problem is Newgarden also only has one stop left to make it to the end of the race, so it's going to be a tight one. But yeah, so there we go. Other drivers coming to pit road. Again, the top five, though, all still need to come to pit road. Lundgaard, Dixon, Newgarden, Kirkwood. Alright, so there we go. Again, Dixon has caught up to Lundgaard here and potentially could pressure him to try and make a mistake. Again, that's the thing. It doesn't feel like Dixon's racing Lundgaard, though, because I think they all have to make another pit stop. Certainly Lundgaard can't make it to the end on fuel here. Dixon can't. The question is, can McLaughlin? I don't think McLaughlin can. So this actually we might be actually in, now that I'm looking at this, we might actually be in a strategy race here, because, again, assuming that McLaughlin can't make it to the end on fuel either, then everybody at the front needs to make one more stop here. Lundgaard and Dixon will probably make their stops early, but McLaughlin will still need to pit. And the question will end up being is how fast can he get in and out the pits here before he has to go ahead and try and make this one happen. There goes Lundgaard. Lundgaard's pitting, so again, we know I think every single driver, the first driver that I think can make it to the end of the race on their fuel tank right now, realistically, I'd say Rossi. Rossi's the first driver I think that can make it. He pit 4 laps ago. He'll be able to make it to the end. So the question is, where does Rossi cycle out compared to guys like McLaughlin, Dixon, some of these other guys who are pitting? Rahal, Schwartzman both on pit road as well. And yep, now we're going to get to actually see Newgarden come to pit road because, again, graphics are way further ahead. I will try and figure this out before the next IndyCar race that we end up streaming to try and figure out how to balance it out so that the overlays I have aren't 25 seconds ahead of the entire aren't like 25 to 30 seconds ahead of the broadcast or more. So just know that anything you guys see on screen, like if a yellow flag pops up, or if I say yellow flag before I've actually seen what it is, that's why the graphics on the website are significantly ahead. Alright, so yeah, McLaughlin up into the top 5 now after that last pit stop here. And now Newgarden's coming to pit road, Kirkwood coming to pit road, Malukas on pit road. The question is, I guess the next question, do we see any of these guys take green tires here? Newgarden, Rossi, both taking green tires. There we go. Newgarden and Rossi both taking green. Okay, Fox, I commended you a few minutes ago about us not missing a lap of green flag racing. Why in the middle of the final green flag cycle of stops is this the time you choose to go to a full screen commercial? The middle of the final cycle of green flag stops. Come on. Are you kidding me? I mean, out of all the times, you could have easily missed a lap or two in the middle there. I mean, yeah, you always are going to run the risk of you throw the full screen commercial and you miss a caution flag. But if you were going to throw one, throw it in the middle when you're less likely to miss something important like a final pit stop. Wait, why is Rossi back on pit road? Alexander Rossi and Ferrucci back on pit road? Are you... Come on, no. Rossi was only out there for 6 laps. Why is he back on pit road? Him, Ilott, Ferrucci, all on pit road here. Here comes Alex Palou into the pits. Palou and Dixon, the last two out there who haven't pit so far. NASCAR at Circuit of the Americas later on today. Again, about 3 o'clock. We'll be going in about an hour. We'll be going live for that one. Yeah, and that one, same channel. If you guys are watching actually have the race up on your screens again, I know that not everybody has access to Fox. Yeah, but if you guys do have access to it, it's the same exact channel. And again, I will be streaming it right here as well. Guys, let me make sure I've got the redirection actually in, so it'll redirect you guys to the to the other live stream here. Again, we'll be going live with the NASCAR Cup Series right after this one. Again, there might be a small intermission between the two, just because, again, this race is probably going to wrap up about 2:30, and then the race over there will, our broadcast over there will start about 3:30-ish, so. We'll be starting our broadcast around 3. The actual scheduled time for the broadcast is about 3:30, so. There we go. Alright, but yeah, I can't imagine. And yep, there we go. They missed Dixon coming to the pits and McLaughlin retaking the lead. Are you kidding me? Okay, they haven't actually missed it yet. It's happened on the screen, but still, you missed a decent chunk of the final round of green flag stops. Again, I don't think McLaughlin can make it. That's the big thing. McLaughlin currently at 28 laps on his fuel and tires. I don't think McLaughlin can make it to the end of the race on this fuel stop here. Now, there we go. Josef Newgarden able to jump out ahead of the Penske cars there when he was rejoining the tracks. That's good. Was that Lundgaard? Was that Lundgaard back on pit road again? All right, so there's the Dixon pit stop again. Everybody coming in for their stops. Jamie Little down there doing some pit reporting for the Indy cars, and again, now that Dixon's gonna be out the top 5, and here comes McLaughlin coming in for his final stop. Okay, so this is gonna be the interesting one here. Again, I think everybody else on the racetrack, I think everybody Pato on down. So Rosenquist is the only other one I think that can't make it on fuel. I think it's Rosenquist and McLaughlin will both need to pit here. And then it will be a question of where does McLaughlin cycle out after that pit stop. I don't think he has enough ground to just be able to pit and not lose a spot, right? Please tell me McLaughlin doesn't have that much ground. It's only 9 seconds between himself and Pato, so I mean 9 seconds, including down the pit lane. I mean, I think McLaughlin should lose that. But, it's 20 seconds, never mind. So yeah, McLaughlin probably is able to pit and not lose much outside of maybe the lead. No, they showed him dropping, they showed McLaughlin dropping all the way to 4th or 5th here. And, he's able to jump back up into 5th. Why is the, there we go. Now the on-screen graphics are fixing itself. Okay, are we just now starting to see the results of that? Like, did the delay that I put in there finally start to kick in? Alright, so there we go. Yeah, so right now, Rosenquist out in front of the field. We know he's got to come to pit road, and that will leave Alex Pato in front of the field. Do we see Alex Pato win the season opener? Potentially mounting the start of a championship run once again for Alex Pato. Here we go. Here comes the 60 of... Yep, there's the 60 coming into the pits. That's the Meyershank Racing car of Felix Rosenquist. And again, that hands the lead to Pato. 5 seconds back is Newgarden. Another half second back is Dixon. McLaughlin up to 4th here. He's 8 seconds back of the lead. And again, I don't foresee, barring a caution, I don't think we see Pato, Newgarden, or any of these other drivers back on pit road. So I think it's going to be a fight to the finish here. Again, you've got Pato, who has a 5-second gap right now. 5 seconds between Alex Pato and Newgarden. And those two, I think, are going to be the ones to fight it out for the finish. And if Newgarden can get close, I think Dixon will also get close. But as of right now, I think Pato just needs to put on the afterburners and take off into the sunset here. Again, I was thinking it was going to be McLaughlin. Then I went and looked at the pit numbers and realized he was going to need to pit an extra time as well. So there we go. The moment of the race. Yeah, showing Pato getting out in front of... out ahead of Dixon and out ahead of Lundgaard there. So there we go. Again, he's managed to get a 5-second lead. The question is, Newgarden has only 60 seconds left of overtake. Dixon has 88 seconds, so he's got the most of anybody up in the front. I just don't know if he's got enough to make anything actually happen here. Going into the final 25 laps, it's going to be a fight, but I don't know if we're going to see enough here. Alright, so welcome on in. We jumped up a couple more subscribers. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuning in and enjoying the stream. Again, if you guys are, feel free to subscribe. Again, we'll be doing the Cup race later on today. If you guys are motorsports fans more broadly, NASCAR will be racing at the Circuit of the Americas, the same track Formula One races at down in Austin, Texas. If you guys are just here for the IndyCar stuff, welcome on in. And I certainly am looking forward to doing more IndyCar stuff when and if it doesn't overlap with NASCAR. So, yep. All right. But welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, again, right now, Alex Palou out in front of the field, and he's got a pretty strong hold on the field. We got 20 laps to go. We gotta just make it 20 more laps. Again, we're easily gonna get this race done before NASCAR, before we start interfering with the NASCAR TV window again. We've still got an hour and a half before NASCAR's TV window is scheduled to start, so still plenty of time. All right, well, here we go. All right, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Oh, Josef Newgarden just set a new his new best lap of the race. There we go, and that is 0.3 of a second faster than Palou was that last lap. Problem is, I don't know if 0.3 of a second is not going to be enough to reel in Palou. He's going to need Palou to make a mistake here at 5 seconds out. Now, of course, there's always the potential that Palou makes a mistake, but it's a lot harder to do than you imagine. So there we go. All right. So once again, let's just look down through the field, see if there's anything brewing further back that we might be able to keep an eye on. Armstrong. Marcus Armstrong, I said he was out of the race. He has returned to the race after whatever it was that was befalling him. He went to the garage, was able to get it fixed, and is back out on track, but he is 34 laps down. As I said, he has virtually no real shot to actually win this thing. And there we go. Newgarden and Dixon battling it out for position there. Showing some of these big moves here between these two is, again, Newgarden, he's chopped it down to under 5 seconds. He's 4.7 back right now. Again, every little bit counts. The problem is, I don't know if it's going to count enough here as it is closing in on this one, and it's looking more and more likely that we might see the end of this race here. 20 to go at St. Petersburg. 20 laps to go. And again, right now, Newgarden, he's got the best shot to run down Palou, but again, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Over the next 20 laps, he needs to run down roughly 5 seconds. Let's see. 5 seconds over the course of 20 laps. That means he needs to reel him in by about 0.3 of a second a lap. If he does that, he will catch him. So, again, that is going to be a question mark of, okay, does he catch him by 0.3 of a second every single lap? But he'll need to do that in every lap, not just 1 or 2 laps throughout the run. He'll need to do that every moment down the stretch. And do I think Newgarden can do that? I don't know. That's a very tall task here. I think we might be seeing Palou just storm his way to a win, which, again, was a pretty big shock there. All right, so there we go. I will say the Fox broadcast is also starting to get a little bit jumpy here. A little bit jittery. So, hopefully that's no precursor here to potentially seeing the any issues here, but it looks like we might be seeing some fuel mileage questions coming into concern here. All right, so there we go. All right, so there we go. Again, right now, Palou is just He's just trying to run away as fast as he can. Ward, back in the sixth position, he's gonna be trying to see if he can do whatever he can to catch Kirkwood. He's running faster than Kirkwood the last couple of laps. Again, the question being though, he's got 2.5 seconds to catch him. He's gonna have to run significantly faster. And actually, that last lap, he was slower than Kirkwood that last lap by 1/10 of a second. You can't be doing that if you're hoping to go ahead and actually pass the guy. So here we go. All right, we're closing in on the end of this one though. But yeah, again, this Fox broadcast is getting super jittery when it comes to the quality of the stream down the stretch. So here we go, off the final corner here. And that is going to be... All right, so again, 17 laps to go. They're working their way through this one. I don't know if... I don't think Pallot's going to get caught at this rate. I think Pallot is basically locked this one in unless we get a yellow. If we get a yellow, which I think would have to come in the next 5 to 7 laps to not have this race just end under yellow. This one coming down to the end. We might be seeing this one wrapped up again. I don't know if you see anybody beat Pallot here at this point, but again, I just have got to think that those Penske's are fast. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe the Ganassi cars just have that straight out speed. And again, the Pallot was on pit road only 12 laps ago, so there's no worry about him running out of fuel, or shouldn't be any worry about him running out of fuel. Alright, so again, right now they're under commercial break here, and again, I'm just worried because, I'm remembering back to like when NBC first took over IndyCar broadcast back in 2019. We had multiple times where the stream just completely died in the middle of races. So I'm hoping that happens. All right, so here we go. 15 laps to go. And again, Pallot's coming up on some lap cars. Maybe this could be the thing that Newgarden needs to catch him. But again, time is running out though. Newgarden 4.5 seconds back. He's gonna need to close this one in. All right, there's Pato Award. Award coming in for yet another tire change here, and he's on alternate, so he's not going to be getting any kind of insane burst of speed. So that's going to be Pato Award dropping back a ton. And yeah, today was just not Pato's day. So yeah, here we go. Getting down this front straightaway, and 14 laps to go for Pallot. Alright, so there we go. Alright, come on. Coming back from commercial break here. Alex Pallot trying to make this one happen. He's still got a lap car right in front of him. So, again, Newgarden's been able to catch him a full second. So, it is still mathematically possible. But again, Newgarden needs to really floor it. And the question is, can he do that in time without Pallot running out, without Pallot being able to get away here? Because if Pallot gets past this lap car, that then puts also a lap car that Newgarden will have to pass before he's able to really make this run at Pallot. Now again, right now, I'm not sure Pallot is even going to be able to catch, get by Stingray Rob here, but if he does, it's going to take some time here, coming down 13 laps to go. 13 more times around. Time is definitely ticking here. All right, so there we go. All right, so again, Pato all over the back of Stingray Rob, just not able to find a way here. Colton Herta with 2 bad pit stops, and yeah, that has basically derailed his entire night. There we go. All right, so 13 laps to go here. Again, the last lap, Newgarden was nearly half a second better in last lap versus Pato. And again, he's nearly up to only 3 seconds back. This could be the drive of the year, and it's only the first race of the year. Newgarden, 3.2 behind Pato here. Pato having a ridiculously hard time getting by Stingray Rob. Also not trying to risk getting run out of the corner here. But again, Newgarden continuing to catch him, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Stingray Rob, is he a Chevy? If he is, that would explain why he hasn't gotten out of the way. Let's see. Stingray Rob. Rob a job. Where's Stingray Rob? There he is. And yes, so Stingray Rob is in a Chevy. So Stingray Rob in a Chevy there. But yeah, right now Pato just cannot find a way around Stingray Rob, and now Newgarden within 2 seconds, and Newgarden, new best lap. Is that the new best lap of the race? Oh, 1 second. I just realized I just did something that is going to mess up this for the moment. So give me a moment, guys. But yeah, Newgarden just set the best lap of the entire race. There we go. Now back to the way it's supposed to be, but there we go. Again, Stingray Rob holding up Pato, and this might be the closing rate that we needed. Josef Newgarden, 1.7 back. We're closing in on the end of this one. Let's see. So again, here we go. They're on the same straightaway. Newgarden closing in on Pato. It is so close, and again, we thought maybe Pato might drive away with this one, but he caught a lap car in a really bad spot, and Stingray Rob has not been willing to move over, which, in all fairness, they are racing. He's on the lead lap still. It's his right to defend the position, and now, granted, I don't think Pato has really put on too much effort to try and pass him, because up until now, he hasn't had a car threatening his lead. But now, here is Newgarden. They have arrived, and Newgarden is going to be attempting to try and catch and pass Pato. He's got 10 laps to do it. 10 laps to get there, 10 laps to get by him. So, again, Pato has now got a car within 1 second of the lead here. The question is, can he hold him off? And will the will the lap car here end up playing a factor, or will we end up just seeing the run to the checkers here? Again, it is so close. Don't be tuning out yet, because we are not over yet. All right, so there we go. All right, so again, Pato, he's got Newgarden, but the problem is now he can also play a little bit of defensive driving here to try and hold up Newgarden. It's going to be a tight one to see who ends up getting this one at the end. Alright, so yeah, there we go. We got that. Alright, let's see. Again, right now, Pato all over the back bumper of the lap car here. Did he get by Stingray Rob? No, he has not got... Okay, that is still Stingray Rob. Hard to see the green from that camera angle there. I was looking for the green on his car, but yeah, no, that is definitely Stingray Rob. And again, Rob doing a phenomenal job of holding his position. Not driving dirty by any stretch of the imagination, but just driving defensively and being able to avoid going a lap down here as Pato chases him. You've got Newgarden right on his tail as well as we are getting closer and closer to the end of this one. And this race is far from over. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, this race is not over yet. 8 laps to go, and we have got ourselves a heads-up duel for the finish here. 8 laps to go. Dixon now coming into the picture as well on the main straightaway. Again, if Dixon can get in the mix as well, the question being is how aggressively does Pato block here as we get down to 7 laps to go? 7 more times around. As I say, this 1-minute racetrack. The question being is how far can they go and how far will they go to try and win this one? All right. 1 second. Cat needs to be let out of the room. All right. Cat accidentally got himself shut in the room. Alright, so there we go. We are back, and here we go. 6 laps to go, and again, Pato all over the back bumper here. And again, Newgarden right in range to potentially make something happen. Alright, I guess he just wanted the ability to go wherever he wants. Alright, but yeah, here we go. Again, Newgarden all over this rear bumper. He's putting up a good fight. The question being, how far will he be able to take this one? Again, this top 5 is pretty good, and again, I'm surprised. Again, McLaughlin, the pace off that restart and whatnot, again, just kind of made me oblivious to the fact that the fuel mileage wasn't going to fall in his favor. And again, 6 laps to go here. The top 3 under a blanket here now as the gap to Dixon is 1.5 seconds here, and he's got Newgarden right in the middle at about 3/4 of a second. Again, Pato, all he has to do is drive defensively here, and I think Newgarden's going to be able to pull this one off, but... Oh no, there we go! Pato makes the move on Stingray Rob, and Stingray Rob immediately out the way of Josef Newgarden, and now Stingray Rob not going to be as nice with... Oh no, he does let the 9 by. I thought he might play a little bit harder to go with the other Honda driver as he's a Chevy, but nope, he as soon as he goes a lap down, he plays very nice and lets them all by. So there we go, 5 laps to go. Not a lot of time left if Newgarden is going to make a late race drive here. Again, he has fought this one all the way back. It is a fight to the finish here. Who's going to get first? Is it going to be Pato, Newgarden, Dixon? These are the 3 drivers who can realistically win this one. We've also seen some late race shenanigans, including that wall off that final corner. We've seen drivers hit that late in races, and it absolutely changing the outcome of some of these events. But yeah, right now, though, again, Newgarden has got to be able to stay close to Pato. Problem is now that Pato has some clean air for the first time in a little while, and who are the drivers he's going to be catching for position? Because that is going to be the next question of, okay, who do they have to catch and pass here? So the next 2 are both Chevy. Oh, no. The next two drivers are both Chevys, so that is going to not play well with Pato, but I think Pato can just kind of pace this one out Let's see. 29 seconds of overtake left for Newgarden, 44 for Dixon. So Dixon could theoretically just use his push to pass pretty much the rest of the way here if he wanted to try and get by Josef Newgarden. But as of right now, 3 laps to go. Pato also having 24 seconds of push to pass will make it very tough here. 3 laps to go. Not a lot of time left. And again, the 10 of Pato has absolutely taken off, and he is going to try and run away. So here we go. Up 7 and 8 spots up since the start of the race. Again, McLaughlin obviously dropping back 3. But ultimately, these drivers, they have fought a very hard-fought race here. Regardless of how these 3 come across the line, I think you got to give some major credit to all 3 of them. Pato, Newgarden, and Dixon have all ran phenomenal races. Very slow, very methodical, but they've managed to go ahead and take this lead. And now these 3 have dominated here. 2 laps to go. Only 2 more times around for these drivers as they will be completing this one here soon. So 2 more times around 2 more times around this facility. Again, I don't think Pato catches that next lap car, and even if he does, I don't think it will make a big difference in the race. So I think Newgarden missed his chance to try and make a pass for the win. I think it's going to ultimately be an Alex Pato victory here as they are coming out. It'll be 1 lap to go next time by. 1 lap to go next time by. And we are closing in on the end of this race. Pato starting to steam away from Newgarden. It seems like Pato does have that straight line speed. Certainly at this track, it looks like Pato having that edge here. Newgarden not able to do anything to catch him here. 1.5 seconds back, and it looks like it will be going to Alex Pato, the race winner here. As they take the white flag, 1 lap to go. But it is essentially over here as Alex Pato has gotten himself some clean air and has taken off from Newgarden. He's put a 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds between himself and Newgarden down this stretch on the final lap. And again, this one is going to go. The graphics team just went and put it to a checkered flag here. So again, the Pato out in front of the field here. Newgarden. Oh, could Newgarden get passed by Dixon, actually? Yeah, I'm seeing... Dixon is actually starting to make the move. Could we see Newgarden lose out to Dixon in a potentially Ganassi 1-2? Yeah, here we go. The move up the inside for Scott Dixon. Dixon taking that spot away from Newgarden. And Newgarden will drop to 3rd here on the final lap as Alex Pato through the final corner. Alex Pato off the final corner, and here's the checkers. It is Alex Pato and Chip Ganassi Racing with a 1-2 finish. Alex Pato, Scott Dixon, Josef Newgarden faded fast there at the end of that one. So that is the top 3. McLaughlin and Kirkwood will round out your top 5 finishers. If you guys are new to the channel, as we do with every single race, we will go through every single finisher, giving them all a props, essentially like the end credits. But if you guys did just come for the race reaction, Alex Pato is your race winner, first winner of the 2025 IndyCar Series. And he will now be, he is going to be one to watch, obviously, for the championship. A very potent championship contender as we go down the stretch here. Their time with Chip Ganassi. And so again, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we will go through the full finishing order. But if you guys did just come for the reaction, that will be the end of it. So again, Pato first, 2nd place Dixon. Again, that 1-2, and then the next 2 being at Newgarden, McLaughlin. So a Penske 1-2 after that. Then we go to then we get another 1-2 with the Andretti duo of Kyle Kirkwood and Marcus Ericsson. Felix Rosenquist coming home in the 7th position. 8th will be Christian Lundgaard. 9th, Rinus VK. And rounding out your top 10, Alexander Rossi. Then we got Pato Award coming home 11th. 12th will be Graham Rahal. 13th and 14th will be shared by the two AJ Foyt drivers, Malukas in 13th and Santino Ferrucci in 14th place. Christian Rasmussen rounding out the top 15 in that Ed Carpenter Racing number 21. Colton Herta, after a really bad day on pit road, he had two really slow pit stops by his pit crew. He ends up finishing in the 16th position. Could have been so much better for him. Connor Daly in the 76 car comes home with a very strong 17th place for that team. Again, still building. Looking forward to seeing how Daly can do going forward. Kiffin Simpson, way far off of his two teammates who were the two winners of the race. But again, he's young. I certainly look forward to seeing how he develops throughout the season. Callum Ilott in the 90, again, just wasn't his day, coming home 19th and running out the top 20 for Robert Schwartzman. He's a rookie. You didn't really expect a whole ton out of him. Then you have Stingray Rob, who put up that insane amount of defense down the stretch there for Stingray Rob and the 77 team. Almost made a factor in the end of the race, but ultimately was not able to hold off Alex Palou and ends up coming home as the first driver one lap down in 21st place. Devlin DiFrancesco coming home in the number 30 car, one lap off the pace as well. Jacob Abel also one lap off the pace in 23rd spot, driving that number 51 Rick Ware Racing Dale Coyne team car. Marcus Armstrong did end up DNFing the race. He comes home in the 24th position. And then we got the three drivers who were out of the race before it even really began. Lap 1 crash, taking out Nolan Siegel in 25th place. 26th place for Will Power and Lewis Foster. All three of them out of the race on lap 1, taking up the 27th position. So again, that will be the final finishing order. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you don't miss any future videos or live streams. And I will be back in about half an hour for the NASCAR stream. So when I end this stream, it should take you guys right there. But if not, just check my channel, and we will be back live in about half an hour for some NASCAR stuff. So until next time, hopefully you enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys next video. Live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye!